About to start the quarry, the Inca Quarry trail, which goes round in a loop. It doesn't actually go to Machu Picchu, so we're gonna have to sort of like go around in a loop over 2 or 3 days, and then we'll get a bus to Machu Picchu. Unfortunately, I couldn't get on the Inca trail because it was fully booked, so you have to book quite far in advance. But we're just about to start. There's the horses that are going to help take some of our stuff, and if there's any emergencies, we can always ride the horse either back down or to continue upwards if we're struggling too much. I'm about an hour or so into the trek. This is the easiest day, I'm not going to lie. It's happened a few parts that have been a bit tough because it's hot and the altitude, and a few steep uphill bits. I've been out of breath, and as I'm talking now, because the altitude, it's tough to talk and walk. So we've made it to the waterfall stop. Pretty beautiful. Gonna stop here for a couple of photos. I'm pretty tired, but I don't think we've got too much longer to go. But I think it's going to be all uphill to the campsite from here. So, made it to the pre-Inca ruins. I'm gonna have a little bit of a look around here. So we've made it to the camp. It's 2 o'clock, so we've got the rest of the afternoon and evening just to chill out here before we continue quite early tomorrow. A bit tough at times, but not too bad. But I think tomorrow it's going to be a lot tougher. A lot of beautiful nature on the way, hummingbirds, butterflies, and obviously the horses that helped carry our stuff are up here with us. It's about 5:30 in the morning. We'll probably leave in about an hour to trek the hardest day, but just over there, sun's coming up. Bit cloudy, but still quite pretty. We're about an hour into day 2. Going okay so far. I know we've got a steeper incline ahead. So far it's good. The weather's not too bad. It's hot, but it's a bit of cloud, so it doesn't feel quite as hot. Doesn't mean that I'm not burning quite easily though, so I have to keep topping up with sun cream. But we're going to be heading in that direction and going quite high. So made it to 4,400 feet, not quite the highest point on the trek, but from now on it should get a bit easier. I feel fine, no altitude sickness so far, so yeah, beautiful views.
Al final de estos tiempos, en tiempos de Calillo, la Madre Cosmo, Pachamama.
And that's from where we came from.
We made it.
We made it. So we came from just down there and made it up here to the second pass. A little bit tough towards the end, but easier than it was this morning. It's the first pass. I've got this view over here now, and for the rest of today and the rest of tomorrow, it's all downhill. We're at 4,450 meters above sea level, and there's another view up there, so we're going to go a little bit higher to get a view of the valley below. I'm now at 4,500 meters above sea level, the highest I've ever hiked. Anyone that's been to Everest Base Camp is probably thinking, oh, that's nothing, but it does get harder to breathe when you get to this altitude, and I still think it's quite an accomplishment to have made it this high. So I've been given 3 cocoa leaves. I'm making an offering to the mountain gods. The mountains are here. 1 leaf represents the heavens, 1 the earth, and 1 the underworld. I need to make a wish within myself and then take it back, and we're going to make a tower out of stones. Right.
Okay. Perfect. Great. Más grandecita ahí, está bien, ¿no? Ah, sí, no está bien.
Está bien. Algo que quieras aumentar, chulito.
¿Dónde hay uno?
Para bajar. Ahí está. Perfect.
And now it's downhill all the way. Fantastic. Although the first bit is quite steep, it's going to be a bit tricky, but at least I'm not going to be out of breath. So every time I think I've got to the bottom, I haven't got to the bottom. It's better than going up, but it is a little bit challenging coming down because all the loose stones, it is very slippery. I'm glad I've got my trekking pole. I'm just using the 1 because I don't find it as easy using 2. I would rather just use the 1, but hopefully I'm almost down. So we're now at Inca Quarry, which translates as sun gate, but this isn't actually a sun gate because the gate faces north and south, whereas the sun, because the equator will go east to the west, it won't really go north to south. So it's not the same as the sun gate that you'd find at Machu Picchu, but if you step through the gate you get a beautiful view of the mountain behind. And the mountain is known as Wakai Wilka, which translates to sacred tears. And we've made it to the camp for tonight. Trek isn't quite finished, there's a couple of hours left tomorrow morning, but it's easy peasy. Tomorrow it's a couple of hours to get to the town. Oh god, knackered. But it's been a good trek. So this is where the quarry trek gets its name. This was once an Inca quarry, and many of the stones were used to build the town of Ollantaytambo, which is just below there. There were also several caves here, which are tombs, and there's still some remains here, probably of one of the workers that used to be working at the quarry. However, people have come here and spoilt the resting place. This could be a wheel, but no one's sure. It looks like a wheel, obviously, but it's so heavy, who would pull it? There were no horses, cows, or anything to pull it back then. So maybe lots and lots of people. And maybe that could be the axle. And we're almost back to the town. Just over there. Shouldn't take too long. Either side of the town in the mountains, there are some Inca ruins, which is possible to visit, but we're not going to have the time. But they do look pretty cool. Yeah, and we've made it back to the town. And then when you get there, it's gone to a bar
and it was so hot
for a local beer, and this beer tastes amazing.
Pachamama.